Chairman, my name is Friday Oloko. I work with Punch newspaper. This morning, we woke up to, as a matter of fact, read certain things in a section of the media concerning the fact that one of your national commissioners, a professor from the Southeast, was, as a matter of fact, his house was raided and was picked up by security agencies over an offense not yet known. We have tried to reach out to the media department of the commission for them to really give us a feedback to either debunk or confirm it. But it appears that...
Can you ask a question, please?
Yes, the question is it true, sir?
Thank you. Number 2, please.
Mr. Chairman.
Please proceed. Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Christian Ogodo, Arise News. My question is the commission going to react to the verbiages poured on it by Mr. President, first describing the commission as incompetent, 2, asking the commission to reorganize or repost some of its personnel, and 3, will the commission adhere to Mr. President saying that ballot box snatchers should be shot on site? Those are my 3 questions.
Number 3, please.
Good afternoon, Chairman.
Come this way. Come this way.
My name is Adedayo Akinwale. I write for this day newspaper. Earlier today, sir, there was a report that 6...
Use the mic.
There was a report that 6 of your directors were invited by the DSS. I would like to know, sir, what was the invite about and why were they invited?
Number 4. Are you number 4?
Honorable Chairman, my name is Mpointle Gidzing, Pan-African Women Project, South Africa. My question is, what is the Commission doing to the reaction of some political facts in the Akwa Ibom state, blocking the gates of the INEC office in Akwa Ibom, as these incidents may not be healthy to the movement of sensitive material in the premises? Thank you.
Can you, I'm so sorry. Maybe you step up here, please, so that I can hear the question. That mic doesn't seem to do justice to the question. Can you repeat it, please?
Okay. What is the Commission doing to the reaction of some political facts in Akwa Ibom State, blocking the gates of the INEC office, as these incidents may not be healthy to the movement of sensitive material?
Okay, about the blockage of Akwa Ibom office by
the
some
gates.
political parties.
Political facts.
Okay, great. Thank you. Number 6. Yes.
Hello, sir. Aaron Ross from Reuters. I wanted to ask how the elections can go ahead in Borno State amidst the mounting number of attacks, kidnappings of electoral commission officials, and buses of voters having been attacked by Boko Haram and Islamic State.
In Borno State?
In Borno State, yes.
Okay, great. The last number 7. Okay.
Yes, still standing on the existing...
Pardon me. I think he wants to know whether the election can continue in Borno State in view of the attacks that have prevailed there. I believe I got you right, writers? Thank you. Last one, please.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Dr. Wambu Gabriel. I represent the Center for Credible Leadership and Citizens Awareness. Now,
in the social media, we see a lot of postings. Nigerians are skeptical. They are wondering if the result sheet, that is essentially the Form EC8A, has gone into bad hands or wrong hands as a result of this postponement. Now, our question is, what is the Commission doing to ensure that this Form EC8A does not go into wrong hands? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, Chairman will respond to those 7 questions, please.
Okay, thank you very much. Punch newspaper. Invitation to one of the national commissioners by the security agencies. You also said that his house was reportedly raided and that he was picked up. No commissioner of the commission was picked up by any security agency. No house of any commissioner of INEC was raided. No any commissioner of INEC has been picked up by the security agencies. The particular commissioner you're referring to, whose name was mentioned in the social media, is, as we speak, in his office in the commission. Similarly, no 6 directors were picked up by any security agencies. Thank you. Praise from Arise. Is the commission going to reorganize and repost all decisions on the administration of the commission are taken by the commission as an independent constitutional body? Will continue to protect and jealously guard our independence. Then you asked, should ballot box snatchers be shot at sight? The position of the commission is that all violators of the Electoral Act should be punished according to the provisions of the Electoral Act. And there's a question from a lady from South Africa. What is the commission doing about gates of the commission locked up in Akwa Ibom State? I think she's probably referring to what happened a few days ago. I recall that something like that happened in Rivers, of a group of demonstrators requesting that some particular candidates must be on the ballot. I have no recollection, I have no understanding of what happened in Akwa Ibom, unless it happened in the last 1 hour, because I spoke to the REC around 1 p.m. So if you are referring to Rivers, it's the usual thing that happens. In a democracy, people exercise their right to demonstrate, provided they are orderly and within the law. But if you have further information on what happened in our office in Akwa Ibom, I'll be very happy to cross-check the facts. But I spoke to the REC Akwa Ibom around 1 p.m., but I'm aware that some group of demonstrators barricaded the gates of the Commission's office in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. But that was 2 days ago, and the matter has been resolved and they dispersed. They submitted their petition, which the resident electoral commissioner promptly forwarded to the headquarters in Abuja. Reuters. Will elections go ahead in Borno in spite of the attacks? Well, we have identified 8 local government areas where citizens reside in camps. They are called internally displaced persons. And it's not only in Borno, but also in other states of the Federation. And the Commission, just as we did in 2015, will afford citizens to vote in the internally displaced persons camps based on the same procedure and the same protocol adopted in 2015. But if there are new security situations that have arisen for which the Commission hasn't taken into consideration, that is a new thing that is not part of what we have planned for 2019. But for what we know, elections will take place in Borno State in a substantial part of the state in the normal way, just like Nigerians will vote in other states of the Federation. But in 8 states where we have internally displaced persons, the protocol that we established for voting by internally displaced persons will apply in the 8 local government areas of Borno State. Social media postings, result sheets going into the wrong hands. The Commission is unaware that any of our result sheets have gone into the wrong hands. Yes, we agreed that we deployed on Saturday, but we recalled the sensitive materials and returned them to the vaults of the central bank. To ensure the integrity of the process and the audit that I promised stakeholders on Saturday, we dedicated today in all the states of the Federation to confirmation and verification of the materials returned to the central banks by political parties and other stakeholders before we begin deployment to the local governments from tomorrow. And it's not only the EC8A. EC8A is the result sheet for the polling units. We have the result sheets for collation at different layers of collation. We have the B for ward level, we have C for local government level, we have D for either state or constituency collation, and then we have E for declaration. I haven't had any adverse report that any of these categories of our EC8 series has gone missing. I hope I've responded to the questions.
Okay, thank you so much. Are there any more questions? Number 1, number 2, number 3. Anyone? Okay, we'll take those 3, please. Okay, now number 4.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Abuja Anchijola. I work for Election Monitor, one of the accredited observer groups. The report we got last week was that 4,695 card readers were burnt in Anambra. Public information available to us is that there are 176,000 polling units plus voting points. That is the total. And information available to us also says that there's 180,000 card readers available. And the last stakeholders meeting, you told us that it would take 6 months to get these card readers into the country. Now that 4,695 have been burnt up, and you have 176,000 voting points plus polling units, the way I see it is that means there's no redundancy anymore. So what happens on election day when card readers fail? Thank you.
Number 2.
Amadine Uyi plus TV Africa. A follow-up on the Maiduguri question. Just yesterday, about 11 political parties came out in Maiduguri to say the relocation of the IDPs in those 8 local government areas to new voting centers, that is not feasible. They condemned it, saying it's virtually like a death sentence for a lot of those IDPs because of the current security situation. We have just like 3 to 4 days before the general elections. Is it enough to do a risk assessment and a relocation of those voting centers if the lives of the IDPs are endangered? Secondly, there are reports going around saying that talking about the reconfiguration of the smart card readers, saying a member of a political party who is currently participating in the election, he supplied those readers, and his company is the one reconfiguring those smart card readers for INEC. Please, how true is this, and what is the Commission's position on that? Thank you.
3, please.
My name is Somna Shagari Sambo, political editor, New Central TV. I just have 2 questions to ask. First of all, I want to ask Honorable Chairman if it's true that you experienced sabotage in the aspects of distribution between your men and the central bank, and we had a situation where your resident electoral commissioner in Katsina confirmed that some of the voting materials meant for that state were brought to Abuja here, while some meant for that state were taken to either Sokoto or Zamfara state. And what are you doing if indeed there was this sabotage between the central bank and your staff? Secondly, I want to ask, sir, you need to clear this for Nigeria and the world. Is it true that irrespective of the fact that you have a national commissioner in charge of logistics, you decided to set up an ad hoc committee and you did not allow the national commissioner who's in charge of logistics to take care of this logistics, but used someone who was a former Air Force officer to be in charge of the ad hoc committee, and that has resulted in this logistics nightmare that Nigeria is facing at the moment. Thank you so much.
Number 4, please, final one.
My name is Emmanuel Olonuha from News Agency of Nigeria. My question is on the number of PVC collected. Before the election was postponed, you actually promised that you update Nigeria on the numbers of PVC that had been collected and the one that were yet to be collected. Please, can you give us the statistics? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think with that final question, we'll switch over to this side of the hall. Honorable Chairman, sir, perhaps you want to respond to those questions.
And thank you very much. Biodun Ajijola, the smart car readers, the 4,600 for Anambra. I know that you have so many statistics in your head, as always, and this is always appreciated by the Commission. The 4,600 smart card readers in Anambra were not all the only card readers in the state. The fire affected card readers in out of 23 local government, 21 in Anambra, affected only 17 local government areas. We had functional card readers in 4 local government areas that were not affected by the fire. And therefore what we did, as we explained, was to mop up spare card readers. But that doesn't mean that the states have not been deprived of extra capacity in case there is a malfunction of the smart card reader. The position of the Commission has always been that in the event of malfunction, you have a spare smart card reader. And we have always deployed on the basis of 2 extra smart card readers per registration area. And we have 8,809 registration areas. So what we mopped up from the states, Biodun, is without prejudice to the availability of smart card readers for deployment in the event of malfunction. So we still have spare smart card readers to deploy in case the ones deployed, anyone deployed to the polling unit fails. There is no way we can mop up all the card readers and deploy, and the states are deprived of extra. In fact, what we have done is to also to help Anambra in the sense that it also has the same number of smart card readers per RA to deploy on election day. In a place like Lagos, where you have big RAs with large number of polling units, we deploy more spare card readers because of that reality. So it is not accurate, it's not correct that we have no spare capacity of the card readers. And the Commission has never always procured equal to the exact number that we require. There is always a margin, what we call redundancies. So have no fear about it, Biodun. We have spare capacity on election day. 11 parties called for the relocation of IDPs. The Commission will do whatever we are required to do under the law to protect voters and the electoral process. And wherever there is a danger to voters, to personnel recruited by the Commission for the conduct of election, will apply the provisions of the law. We'll never put voters, our own ad hoc staff, or regular staff of the Commission in the harm's way for the conduct of elections. That will be irresponsible, and that will be in violation of the law. So there will be an assessment. We have been doing risk assessment, and we review the risk assessment, and we share information with the security agencies. I want to assure you that wherever we think that there is a risk posed to voters and our own staff, we'll do the needful under the law. The next question was a partisan actor, it is alleged, supplied the smart card readers. And that partisan actor is also alleged is now involved in the configuration of the smart card readers. I want to assure the person who asked the question and assure the nation that no third parties are involved in the configuration of smart card readers of the Commission. The purging, whitelisting, installation, upgrading of software, and configuration of smart card readers are done entirely by officials of the Commission. So there is no way any vendor outside can be involved in the configuration of our smart card readers. So it's not true that anybody who has supplied anything is involved in the management, configuration of the smart card readers in any way. This is entirely done by the Commission's IT staff under the supervision at state level of the HOD's ICT or some officials posted from the headquarters of the Commission. So there is no way any vendor can partake in the configuration of smart card readers. You talked about, somebody asked a question or observed that there are some materials found in some locations. Yes, we have always said we are going to come clean and open and transparent before Nigerians. Yes, in the course of distribution, you may find a parcel that belongs to one state in another state. Once that is discovered, it's handed back to the central bank, and the central bank delivers the parcel to the right state. It is true that in the case of Katsina, a parcel was found belonging to the Federal Capital Territory for one of the elections, and it was promptly identified, returned to the CBN in Katsina, and in turn the CBN in Katsina delivered it back to the Federal Capital Territory. I'm not sure whether it is an act of sabotage or it's just a mix-up, but this kind of thing happens. Recall that in 2015, the entire consignment of ballot papers for the National Assembly elections in Jigawa State was actually not picked up from the Kano airport. The Commission had time to recover the National Assembly elections in that state that we should have combined with the presidential election were now combined with the state election 2 weeks later. So this kind of thing happens in a huge country such as ours with logistics. But I have no evidence that it can be attributed to sabotage. It's a small parcel from the FCT found in Katsina, and it is being returned to the FCT. Then somebody asked about the decision of the Commission to set up a committee to replace the roles and responsibilities of the Commission's statutory committee responsible for electoral logistics. Well, let me say this. Shortly after we were appointed as commissioners, remember we didn't have the full complement of national commissioners, and we had to operate the committee system. There is a committee called Electoral Operations and Logistics. But in 2015, that committee operated as electoral operations distinct from logistics committee. And they were headed by 2 different commissioners. But in 2015, the 2 responsibilities were combined and 1 commissioner was appointed to be responsible for that. As we approached the 2019 general elections, we thought that instead of separating the 2 committees, we should allow the Electoral Operations Committee to continue with its functions for electoral operations, which includes many things, including the revision of the regulations and guidelines for the conduct of elections and the conduct of the many off-season elections, for which, as I reported on Saturday, we had 195 elections off-season between 2015 and the Osun governorship election in September last year. So the committee retained its responsibilities for electoral operations, while the Commission decided that responsibility for handling of logistics, basically the movement of material from some locations to states, should be under a committee of the Commission, which is an advisory ad hoc committee, which I publicly inaugurated. It wasn't a function necessarily taken away behind the back of any commissioner. It was the decision of the Commission not to saddle the Committee on Electoral Operations with the responsibility of handling logistics as well. So a committee was appointed, which includes 2 other national commissioners, a number of directors of the commission, as well as external members. External members include the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Armed Forces, the State Security Service, the police, Air Force Management Authority, and many others that contribute to moving materials to locations. And that committee was chaired by a commissioner who coincidentally happens to be a retired Air Vice Marshal of the Nigerian Air Force. In terms of the disposition of the commissioners of the commission, he was the closest person to a logistician on the commission, and therefore he headed that committee in that capacity. Not only that, if you look at his background, in previous elections, while he was serving as an Air Force officer, he also assisted the commission in mobilizing aircraft and the movement of materials. So we thought we were very lucky to have that kind of person now retired as a commissioner of the commission to help with the delivery of logistics. Yes, since it didn't go quite the way they should have gone, but honestly, if you look at the sheer logistics of conducting the 2019 general elections, this kind of thing was probably going to happen. Remember the election we conducted in Rivers, the off-season elections in December 2016, we had issues of logistics. We didn't quite anticipate what happened last week. We have said so, and we regret the inconvenience this has caused the nation. But the beauty of any organization, if it is responsive to the yearnings and wishes of the people, is to come out clean where things go wrong and to learn lessons. And as a result of what happened on Saturday, I want to take this opportunity to assure you and to assure Nigerians that this will not happen to the elections on the 9th of March. The governorship, State Assembly, and FCT Area Council elections. The beautiful thing about the election on the 9th of March, learning from the experience of what happened last week, is that we have already started delivering some of the critical materials to the states. Only 2 days ago, we delivered all the ballot papers for the North Central Geopolitical Zone. As we speak, they are moving the materials for the Northwest Geopolitical Zone from Lagos to the various states. We are also moving the materials for State Assembly elections for the Southwest Geopolitical Zone, either tonight or tomorrow. Our hope is that by the 28th of this month, clear 9 to 10 days to the election on the 9th of March, all materials will be in location. So we'll learn from the experience of what happened, we'll review, and then we'll strengthen our processes and procedures. Now, somebody asked a question about PVCs collected. I promised, and let me repeat the promise made by the Commission, that this information will be available. We'll tidy things up today. Tomorrow, the information will be on the Commission's website. The total number of persons registered, the total number of PVCs collected, and the breakdown of the number of PVCs collected by states. I hope I've responded to all the questions.
Thank you very much. With that, we've come to the end of this press briefing. We'd like to again appreciate all of you who've been gracious enough to turn up and to stay here for the last 1 hour. And as promised by the chairman, this will continue tomorrow at 3 p.m. We'll be here again to give you updates on preparations for the elections. Thank you all so very much.